So let us restart our enrichment class where we were discussing already some of the advanced level problems on chemical kinetics. So we were discussing the ALP solutions of chemical kinetics. Now our first problem for today, let me write down that problem. Question is, the questions are equally important as the answers, so accordingly you write it down. For a reaction, A plus 2B, both of them are gas, A plus 2B, both of them are gas, gives rise to C plus D, and dx by dt is equal to K into A B square. That is given. It is also given that initial pressure of A and B are respectively 0.60 atm and 0.80 atmospheric pressure. Question is, at a time when pressure of C is 0.20 atm, then the question is the rate of the reaction, relative to the initial value is, 4 options are given, 1/6, option B 1/48, option C 1/4, option D 1/24. So a different type of problem. Let us see how can we solve it. Read it out once again. There is a reaction where A plus 2B is giving rise to C plus D. So in that case, the dx by dt, that means the rate of the reaction, is already given in terms of this expression K into A into B square. Now we have to solve it. Remember, few informations are already given. These initial pressure values are given, and it is asked that after a certain time when the pressure is this much of C, what will be the rate of the reaction relative to the initial value. So let us try to solve it. So I am writing down the initial rate. This value is given already, K into A into B square. Now initial pressure, suppose I am writing it as R1, is given as K to 0.60, and here also it is 0.60, sorry, it is 80, square of it, and rate 2 K into, what happens is at time t what will be the pressure of A, and at time t what will be the pressure of B. So that is the scenario now. Let us see the given reaction. It is A plus 2B giving rise to C plus D. So here it is 0.60 is 0.80, and initially obviously nothing is formed on the right hand side. Now after a certain amount of time, the question is when the C is 0.20 atm. That means this is 0.20. So initially at t is equal to 0 and it is at t is equal to t at a particular time. So if it is 0.20, according to coefficient it is also 0.20. And as per the coefficient, how much from A will be lost? Equimolar. That means if it is 0.20, here although it is given in pressure, but I can write 0.20 here. And it should be, carefully see, 0.80 minus, since it is 2B, so accordingly it will be lost. So 2 into 2.20, so it is 0.40. Carefully see the left hand side. As per the coefficient, I have taken the amount of pressure of A, that is basically amount of reactant, pressure means reactant, that is giving rise to product. Means if more amount of A is giving rise to C, the pressure of A will be reduced. How much of pressure of A will be reduced? As per the coefficient. Because here it is 2B, so more amount of B will react. So it is 0.80 minus, it is 2 into 2.20, so it is 0.40. Now when we get this, we are in a position now to write down this one. R2, which is K into how much? It is 0.40, this much, into 0.40 square. So now R2 by R1, if I write, it will be, see here, K into 0.40 and 0.40 square. And here R1 is K into 0.60, 0.80, like this. So, but here it is square, of course. Now we are supposed to solve. Now K and K will cancel out. So you will be getting it 2 by 3 into 1 by 4. Right? So we are getting ultimately as 1 by 6. So this answer will be correct. So we are getting the rate, the second rate with respect to the initial rate as 1 by 6 by this method. Pressure values are given instead of concentrations. Next question for today is related to pH. Let us see how interesting it can be. The question is, if dx by dt is equal to K into H plus to the power n, and rate becomes 100 times when pH changes from 2 to 1. Question is hence the order is, options are option A 1, option B 2, option C 3, and option D 0. Looking at the question, every student must be thinking it's a absolutely different type. we have not faced anything like this before. So let us see what are the possible way outs to solve this particular question. See over here, the reaction, for whatever reaction it is, this is given. So I am rewriting dx by dt is equal to k into h plus to the power n. What does it mean? That means it depends on H plus ion concentration. Question is, given pH range is from 2 to 1. So pH range 2. What does it mean? pH is equal to 2. That means H plus ion concentration is 1 into 10 to the power minus 2. And pH is equal to 1 means H plus ion concentration is 1 into 10 to the power minus 1. So these two are there. When we know that we already are having the H plus ion concentration, so if these two are already known, molar of course. Now what we can do? We are supposed to find out the rate becomes 100 times. So rate means dx by dt, obviously this is rate. So suppose we can write R2, or rather I can write R1 is equal to dx by dt for 1 is equal to k. The k remains same because it is the same reaction. It becomes 10 to the power minus 2 for the first one. You can write 1 into 10 to the power minus 2 also, same thing. The same thing, it's 10 to the power minus 2 to the power n. And R2 is equal to dx by dt is equal to k into 10 to the power, here it is minus 1 to the power n. So this is the situation. Now if we want to make it R1 by R2, I should be writing dx by dt by 1 and dx by dt 2 is equal to k into 10 to the power minus 2 to the power n and k into 10 to the power minus 1 to the power n. Now see, it becomes much more simplified, isn't it? It is also given, check here, it is also further given that rate R1 by R2 is equal to how much? 100. When it becomes 2 to 1, it becomes 100 times. That means we can say this is 1 by 100. Check carefully as per the question given. And at the same point of time, on this side, it becomes how much? 1 by 10 to the power n. If now we can write like 1, so we can write at last, we are getting R1 by R2 from these values as 1 by 10 to the power n is equal to 1 by 100. That means we can write something like this. So the value of n is 2. So the reaction is of second order. These two problems are very, very interesting one, very good one. You should solve it carefully because two of them are absolutely different from one another. Next one for today, let us see. Here the question is the rate law. Let me rewrite the rate law for a reaction between substances A and B, substances A and B given by rate is equal to k into a to the power n and b to the power m. On doubling the concentration of A, on doubling the concentration of A and halving the concentration of B, the ratio of the new rate, to the earlier rate of the reaction will be, options are given. I am writing the options, it will make your job easier. 1 by 2 to the power m plus n, 1 by 2 to the power m plus n. Option B is m plus n only. Option C is n minus n. And option D is 2 to the power n minus n. Options are completely new for us, means this type of problem is looking relatively new. Let us see whether it is very difficult or very easy. So read it again, you read the question once again. We have faced similar problems, but in the values were given. Here, instead of the numerical values, expressions are given. Let's see. So rate is equal to k into a to the power n and b to the power m. What we are doing? We are doubling the concentration of A and halving the concentration of B. So if it is R1, R2 should be how much? K into, it is getting doubled, so it is 2A to the power n, and it is getting half, so it is B by 2 to the power n. So as a result, it becomes K, here you see A to the power n and B to the power m remains as it is, and it becomes 2 to the power n. Here you see 2 to the power n, and it is, check here, it is 2 to the power minus n. So what we can write? K a to the power n, b to the power m, 2 to the power n minus n. So this is R2. So this is equation number 1 and it is equation number 2. Now if we take the ratio between the two, the ratio of the new rate to the earlier rate will be how much? R2 by R1 if we do. We can see it very easily from here itself that this particular term is extra in R2. So obviously this will be the ratio. So the ratio should be 2 to the power n minus n. So this will be the answer.